First of all, tell us the meaning of Acrolysis and tell us how you guys managed to get that name when you guys were forming the band in the early stages. So it's like I'm asking the meaning of it and then also the story behind how you got to choose that as a name and then settle for it.
Well, I guess that's my story.
I would say.
Well, no, basically Acrolysis came from me flipping through a medical book because I was a medical dictionary because I was trying to find a name. And I came across two words, acro, which means intense or extreme, and lysis, or to lyse, you generally refer to it as like rupturing a cell. So combining the two is like extreme destruction of a cell. I'm like, that's heavy metal. So I'm like, yeah, alright, that's the band name right there.
And how did you guys then come together? So you obviously met these two gentlemen, but tell us how you guys formed.
Basically, I was playing in bands from like 2014. I was like 16, 17. Had just like a bunch of songs, but like really heavy metal shit. But I just was looking for people that kind of wanted that vibe, that kind of sound. And I met online, and we just jammed. And then we jammed, and played the songs, and I was just like, this guy has to be our drummer.
I was called in an interview for an audition, and yeah, that was just the day when I listened to their song, and I was like, yeah, this sounds so much like me. I just felt it, and I just went jammed with them. Like on the first go, we were just into it.
It was instant. Yeah. I was like, this is the guy right there. Didn't tell him though, because you gotta make it look like, oh yeah, we'll call you. Yeah. I'm like, it's gotta be him. It's gotta be him.
Yeah. So this guy and me go around way back.
Yeah.
I play lead, and this guy and me used to just go around, just jam. We tried a couple of people, and we tried to work a lot.
Yeah.
But it wasn't going anywhere since we're our international students, and we didn't get much about it.
Yeah.
So when he got the band on him,
Yeah.
and he was like, give me a call. I got in a band. You gotta listen to it. Apply it. I've asked them to ask you to join the band, and I'm like,
But I'm not a bassist.
well, yeah. Initially, I was like, why should I play bass? I just went through. I played with these guys, and it was really, really cool because I started playing Metallica and stuff on my guitar, and on my early days. So things happen.
Okay. So I went through your demo songs, and this is always something, I don't know, like in any famous bands, you always got to look at the demo songs and compare and contrast. But the question that I had about the demo songs, and then it's also linked to the album, will some of these be re-released? And will they be on the album as well?
Oh yeah, those songs will be on the album. We need to rework them a bit, because at the time because we've been in and out as a 3-piece and a 4-piece. We started to keep it as a 3-piece, but at the time we wrote it, we were like, yeah, 4-piece works, why not? So we got to rework some of them, kind of figure out the logistics of playing them. So once we do that, then we can translate them to recording. So they will be on it. They might not be exactly the same.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
But we got to actually knock that out. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, my question was more, when you three were growing up, who were your music influences?
Oh.
Go on.
Okay.
Go on, because he's the most interesting one right over there.
For me, listening at from where I'm from Nepal, SBR, so just coming up, there were rock bands by then. There were like Mantra, Covell, like X-Mantra, and very like heavy SBR, Antim Grahan. So they were the bands I was listening, and that's when I had my first performance, and then we started listening to System of a Down, Metallica. And yeah, my first gig, I think I played Chop Suey. Yeah, that was my first ever as heavy metal music, which was fun. Yeah, for me that's what.
Well, I started with hard rock and roll. Yeah. So I started with Aerosmith initially, then I went to Metallica. I was like, from rock to metal, go hardcore, go harder stuff. go into Tools, Dream Theater, and all the stuff. I initially came back to rock. Well, and it's still changing since as you grow older, you start listening to something else, and once you always go back here as well.
True.
That's pretty much it.
My one was I listened to Motorhead when I was 4. I
Man,
haven't
you
looked back
got
since,
this,
man. I haven't looked back.
Coming up, it's like, eh.
Hearing that fucking bass, Ace of Spades, when that kicked off, and me being from, just like, what is this? This is great. So ever since then, and then yeah, Metallica, Megadeth. Even for I love Leonard Skinner because it just that southern sound, man, just gets me right in the feels. So yeah, it's a bunch of shit. It's not just one thing really, but yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff thrown in.
When writing song lyrics, what made you choose lyrics around today's society, and can you tell us more about what your views are on in regards to society, positive and negative, but also taking in those influences, observing society, reading about how society functions, capitalism, establishment, classes. Basically all I'm asking is just tell us the song lyrics and then the connection with society that you list on your Facebook page.
I mean, lyrically, I've also looked at bands like Rage Against the Machine, Dead Kennedys, Black Flag, like those guys were very political. I was always drawn to that kind of thing. But I was also inspired by a lot of political comedians. George Carlin was a big one, Bill Hicks, guys like that. So, and I discovered those guys when I was like 10. So like being a very political individual and looking at them and as growing up starting to question stuff like that has always kind of drawn me. And so I've always wanted to be kind of that kind of thing. I mean, looking at society now, I mean, just spent 5 minutes on Facebook. Really, you'll see all that crap fucking kind of hitting the fan. I mean, the world's going to hell in a handbasket, mate. You know what I mean? And kind of seeing that and trying to not inspire people in the sense of, well, what we say is right and what we say, goes, but trying to just kind of start a conversation or just trying to guide people to realize, to see and realize that, the way we do things, the way we live as a society, as a society. There you go, I'm going to get memed now. What's that? But what, just seeing that and all, just seeing the way we live and the way we do things, it's always kind of been a bit weird to me.